Check 1, 2, 3, 4. Check, 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 check. All right, what's happening, everybody? Well, as usual, been a little while. Haven't been able to get on here to see you, but I've been running around the world. Thought I'd just give you a little quick update. What's going on with me? What's going on with some pretty other interesting things. Hope everybody's doing all right. I hope y'all see this and come tuning in and watch it for a little while. So here's what's going on with me. So I went over there and headed over to India for a year. And I ain't never been to India. Place is crazy. It's almost like the Wild West. I mean, it's fascinating. It's old. There's a lot to look at. But I would tell you right now, it's a pretty crazy place. We ended up flying. We went over to Amsterdam, cut down to Bangalore, India, and it's like the Wild West. I don't know if y'all ever seen traffic that's like 6 deep with no speed limits and no lines on the road. People riding around with motorcycles with their babies stacked in between them with no helmets. It's pretty much madness. Now, I did have a good time. I enjoyed it. I'm just saying it's a little crazy. We headed up, got to check out Dalai Lama's Golden Temple. Pretty cool. Saw some monks. I saw 2 monks bump fists. I don't know why I found that so strange. I mean, I guess they're allowed to bump fists as much as anybody. I just never really pictured a bunch of monks sitting around bumping fists. So, I don't know. We checked out some... honestly, the whole religion, the whole Hindu religion and the Buddhist religion are pretty fascinating, considering they're a whole lot older than our Christian religion. So, if you ever get a chance to go over there, and you want an adventure, go check it out. The food's very spicy. It's good, but it ain't like over here in the States. It's all kinds of different things. As far as everything else going on, I know little Tom, I ain't been cutting out a whole lot of videos for y'all. Recognize I kind of been dropping the ball. It's just, just life. I don't know what to say. It's tough, but I do miss the interaction, finding out what's happening with all of you. Speaking of being over there in India, getting a little crazy. India and Pakistan just dying to get in a fight with each other. And you can see on the news where they're trying to reach a peace process, but if you're on the ground over there, you can see it's a whole nother deal. They're both taking pot shots at each other, that terrorist group. Rolled on in there, suicide bombed a bus full of 40 Indian Joes. 40. Imagine that happened in the U.S. Boy, we would be hot. India responded. Took off with their MiGs, went over there, smoked a couple terrorist camps, but Pakistan spun up their F-16s, which we gave to them, and shot down one of the Indian planes, captured his pilot. Good news is, as with the Geneva Convention, they turned that pilot back over to India, so you'd think it'd all be good. But it's still back and forth. Them boys over there hate each other. It's crazy. One thing we don't have to deal with here in the U.S. is we don't have somebody right on our border we're sitting there throwing rocks at every day. So that's pretty interesting and probably pretty scary for them, just having to deal with that on any given day. So let me know, how's everybody there doing? Well, we got one person watching. Whoever you are out there, appreciate tuning in. Chime in. Let's see. Let me know what's going on. Let's see if I got anybody. I'll type in over here. Let's see here. What's up? See if they chime in. Chances are when I get on here this early in the morning, it's probably somebody overseas. Got some of my friends in Europe, got some partners down in Australia. I even got a couple cats in India now that have chimed in and talked to me. So if you're out there watching, holler at me, let me know where you're from. I had a pretty good article spun up the other day. As y'all know, I cut my teeth in the Army in the LRSD unit. In the late 80s, the military spun up LRRPs units in support of heavy divisions, trying to get eyes on the battlefield. And this is before y'all had all these fancy drones and such flying around. This is back when you actually had to put boys on the field behind enemy lines pulling surveillance. Well, as technology advanced, a lot of the big Army wigs said, it might be a good idea we just get rid of them LRRPs units and put some drones up in the air. Well, they may be rethinking that a little bit, just from the article. I mean, honestly, I hope they are. Drones is sexy. I mean, they were sexy in Iraq. We could have eyes on the situation, anything that's going on when your boys are out there. But if you really want to know what's going on and get a feel, my personal opinion, you're going to have to put boots in the ground. You got to sneak and peek around up in them mountains, around whatever AO you're dealing in. Just my opinion. Feel free to disagree. Doesn't hurt my feelings. And if you have different feelings, go ahead and write them down below. Now, I'll say that some people have chimed in on this whole thing saying that's like an SF mission. That's not an SF mission. These commanders need to have the ability to make their tactical decisions, to know what's happening out there, to understand the capabilities, and drones, as good as they may be, can't always tell you what's happening. So I'd like to see the LRRP unit spun up. If nothing else, it's a training ground for good soldiers. The success rate of our LRRP unit at 5th ID is ridiculous. We had guys, many sergeant majors came out of there, went in as young Joes, stayed their time. Sergeant Major Ragusa, Sergeant Major Reyes, Sergeant Major Han, and a whole ton of us made it to E8. So it's a good training ground. A lot of leadership. You get the pick of the litter there. You're allowed to have a selection process. At least you did back in the day. And personally, I think that's pretty important. I mean, it's nice to be able to, I think everybody should have a chance to try out for it. A lot of times you've got a good soldier in your unit. Chain of command don't want them to go try out. That's why SF pretty much put that SFAS top of the tier. And I know because one of my partners was kind of getting stonewalled about going to do it. So what'd he do? He just called him, got a date. It's a cool thing about the SF. They'll give you a shot. And I'd like to see it, if it was that way for the LRRP unit till they spin them back up. Just my 2 cents. Feel free to disregard. Oh, let's see. What else is going on in the world? World's crazy. My personal world, I've been putting together some of my new uniforms. I'm trying to, I'm thinking about doing the whole backstory, beginning to end. Little Top, a story of mediocrity and anger. Maybe a little bit of alcohol, substance abuse in there too, but it might make an interesting story. If any of y'all are animators or willing to participate in this, let me know. I mean, I'd love to collaborate. Also, I'm looking for some collaboration on dealing with the ongoing problems of not only suicide, but PTSD for soldiers and veterans coming back home. I'd really like, if you have a point of contact for, a medical specialist, a psychiatrist or a psychologist that deals in this and has some input, especially on the changing ideas of recovery options. I know that, this can make everybody happy, but one thing that I've talked to people about is the fact that a lot of times the PTSD is very treatable. And our method of cutting everybody a check the rest of their lives, even though it hooks a soldier up, is really detrimental because it puts everybody in a victim mindset. You know what I mean? I think you need to say, you know what, I lived through all these things, I still got something to offer. I don't think soldiers should have to come back and talk about how they just damage goods. I completely disagree with that. I feel like you got a lot to offer. And if anybody has any thoughts on this, write them down below. I'll rip this off, put it up on Facebook also. So I'd like to hear what you have to say. Point is, there ain't a whole lot in this world that with proper treatment and tracking on it that you can't get through. So don't think just because some bad shit happened to you that you're never going to be able to do anything again. That's really not the case. I think the leadership, attention to detail, and your can-do attitude, especially with the self-starting Joes, is something that all businesses would appreciate. Because there's a lot of people out here in this civilian world really ain't worth a shit. Sorry, probably upset you, but they just sit around and do as little as possible. Then when you do little as possible, all you do is start talking smack, getting in everybody's business. If you stay busy enough, you don't got time to get everybody in business. Stay mission focused. Just my thoughts. Feel free to disregard. What's up, Bandit Count? What are we talking about here? Trenches with Cass. All right, hey, I tell you what, man, I'll go check it out. I'll dig it up. I'd like to talk to him. What's up, Stock? Good to see you, my man. I hope everything's going all right on your side of the world. We have talked about getting that reunion together. My boy Stock and I spent some time in that LRRP unit. And I hope you saw that article, Stock. I think it's interesting that they're even, that they're considering bringing that back again. I want to see at what level. They're going to end up putting it up in a big, huge unit where they just task them out. I guess the only way I knew them was when they were attached to the divisions. So, I don't know, I think it's kind of good. I mean, there's a whole lot of soldiers in these divisions that maybe need given an opportunity to excel in their careers, given an opportunity to go to one of these kind of units and be surrounded by the kind of soldiers they want to be. Nothing's more discouraging than you join the army ready to do great things. Get sent to a line unit, end up having maybe a mediocre chain of command or somebody that's got some power issues and squashes you. You get in a holding pattern, get all bitter, start hating the army, roll on out, and talk smack about how bad it was. I was pretty lucky. Mine was a pretty amazing role. I had good leadership. Now, I've fussed and bitched about stuff just like any Joe. But in retrospect, as I now get older, I realize I had it pretty good. You may think some of them guys are giving you a hard time just to do it. When in fact they're giving you a hard time to help make you pull your head out of your wazoo, for lack of a better term, hook. So I'd like to see those kind of units come back. What else going on? You know what? I wish they had a way here on YouTube. I can pop somebody in that might be watching it on their computer down at the bottom. I've got this running through OB for a little nerdy speak here. Prepare copy. I got my character animator running through OBS. But I wish I could just pop in another window. That'd be something that'd be nice for this creator studio to be able to do so I can talk to people. If y'all got any insight on that, feel free to shoot me some info, maybe how I could do that. All right, what else is happening? My daughter's growing up. It's crazy. I can do that through a Discord server. Man, I gotta dig into the Discord. My nephew's telling me a lot about that, but maybe I just gotta go dig in and learn about that, because I think it'd be pretty good. I like talking to veterans. I want to hear what you have to say. Don't mean we're gonna agree, but we're adults. We can agree to disagree. So maybe I'll do that. Look at the Discord. Appreciate it. All right, take care of yourself, Stock. Drive on, Ranger. All right, let's see what else is happening. A lot of my friends out there in California. Okay, check this out. So I go pull the analytics. Like, who's watching my show? Who's watching my videos? Without question, by far, San Diego, California is my biggest follower. And it's got to be the EOD boys out there. It's got to be the Navy EOD out there. So I want to give a shout out, Navy EOD out in California. Appreciate you watching me. I can see where all the hits come from. I can see all the views, and I do appreciate it. All right, man. Well, I appreciate that band account. It's kind of weird calling you that, but I appreciate it, and I'll look into the Discord. I'm sure I can figure it out. A little bit of time, a couple of these energy drinks right here, maybe a cold beer, I can figure out just about anything. All right, we got 3 people watching now. Who else we got on here? Chime in if you're on here. Chime in like you got a pair. Like knowing where you are and what's going on. It's got to be someplace east of here. Man, I tell you one thing about getting older. When I used to fly places when I was young, like heading to India, we had 2 10-hour legs on them planes. I think it was a little shorter on the way because we had that tailwind. But on the way back, man, I got off them planes. My ankles swole up like I was a pregnant woman. Walking around looking like I had 2 elephant trunks down below there. My good Lord, I'm getting old. That's all I know. The South is in where? The South is in South of North Carolina? Or the South as in South America? Where are you from? Or do you not want to say because you're a banned account? Oh, we dropped off some people. We lost one. I hate to chase you off. All right, what's up? I still got a couple more minutes before I got to get going. Hey, make sure you go over to my Shopify account if any of y'all are into post-production. If you're into, this kind of thing with the cartoon making, or you like doing 3D, or you like any of this kind of stuff, but especially if you're a veteran, I'd like to talk to you. Honestly, I don't meet a lot of veterans who are in the creative field, so I find it interesting. Oh, New Zealand, good Lord. Yeah, I figured you were over there. I figured you were way down there. Man, your country is beautiful, FYI. I'd love to come down there. Check it out. That's pretty far south, too. Here in the United States, if you're pretty much south of Virginia, you're considered the South. But I gotta give it to you. You're a little more south than we are. What's the weather like down there this time of year? In my mind, I want to imagine that New Zealand looks like the Hobbit, Lord of the Rings trilogy all the time. You know, bunch of fantastic creatures running around, beautiful big green mountains. If that's not what it's really like, don't tell me. That's just how I want to imagine it in my mind. Were you in the service? Are you a veteran down there? What's up? Or did you just manage to run into my cartoon this morning? Or were you tracking it on live videos that are going on? Into summer in New Zealand. Man, I'll tell you what, throw me some pictures, man. Go over to my Facebook site. I want to see some pictures from New Zealand, see where you are. I'd show you here, but pretty much it's just rainy and dull here right now. It's going to warm up soon. All my plants and my trees are starting to bloom. It warms up a little. Then boys get all excited, popping flowers off. Then it drops below freezing again. Their petals fall. And it rained for like 7 days here, to the point my backyard looked like I lived on a river. Now I got to come in and put in a French drain. That'll cost you about $2,000. Okay, I'm tracking about off the Facebook. I understand. People rolling off that Facebook pretty quick. I'll be honestly myself, I don't go there as much just because the feed got so full of a bunch of political BS that I just don't even want to deal with it anymore. You know what I mean? I like having niche groups of people. I do like the groups, because at least in the groups, you know, you can end up being around the people you agree with. But I just got tired of all, you know, people flooding my stuff like, hey, real quick, 1, 2, 3. I really don't give a shit about the Kardashians. If you're out there and you're a programmer, program a little plan that I don't have to ever see another Kardashian update, huh? There's real stuff going on in this world. I don't need to know about a whole bunch of these rich girls running around and who they're dating, what their relationship status is. My God, it floods my feed. Some real world stuff going on. That's the problem. People have so many access to information, most of it's BS, that they can't get through to some real stuff before it sneaks up and bites them in the ass, and they act all surprised. Oh, how did it happen? Pushed off of Facebook. Good Lord, what were you doing on there? Were you doing a bunch of political stuff? That's what I'm trying to stay away from. One of the nice things about being a soldier is you don't have to hop into that political arena. You know what I'm saying? Even though I got a lot of friends pretty passionate about their political views, I got my own views. I just feel like it's not my role to spread it like hot butter. And on both sides of the house, if your candidate did or didn't win, hey, you know what? Put a better candidate up next time. That's just what this country's supposed to be made of, so quit your fussing and bitching. All right? And that's to both sides. Yeah, you're probably right. The one thing I'll say about leaving Facebook for me that would be hard is just because of the contact I have with my friends. I got friends, you know, after that much time in service, friends all over the nation. So it'd be kind of hard to step away, you know. I mean, I'm sure it was, you know, I do know it was done before. I just wonder if, how well I could keep up. But good for you, man. If it's working for you, drive on. All right. All right, well, it's almost 7 a.m. here, which means I need to shut this down and go ahead and head on over to work. So I'll talk to y'all later. Little Top out.